You're listening to a production of the National Media Archive. To learn more or volunteer, go to nationalmediaarchive.com.
Let me ask you something. When was the last time you got a weird text from a random number or saw a flashy crypto ad on social media? Most of us have become hypervigilant, almost paranoid about financial scams. It's like we've all developed a fraud radar. Two terms you've probably heard. Phishing, when scammers fish for your personal details by pretending to be someone Legitan rug pulls, where a crypto project vanishes overnight with your money. But here's the paradox. The more suspicious we become, the more sophisticated the scams get. Are we actually helping the con artists by treating every opportunity as a potential scam? Let's dive into why this is happening. Now, picture saving diligently for years, only to lose most of your life savings to a dating scam. That was my reality, and it's becoming alarmingly common. Fraudsters use tactics like social engineering, manipulating people into giving up confidential info, and pump and dump schemes where they hype up fake investments, then disappear. You might think, I'd never fall for that. But that's the thing. Scams prey on trust and emotion, not logic. Even if you're tightening your budget, you're still a target. Why? Because today's scams are camouflaged better than ever before. Why do we sometimes seem to idolize fraudsters? Think about the Wolf of Wall Street, or even Sam Bankman-Fried Society turns their stories into entertainment. It's almost as if we celebrate hustle culture even when it crosses into outright fraud. This normalization is dangerous. Ever heard of affinity fraud? That's when scammers exploit trust within a community for profit. Now you might be thinking, aren't these people getting caught? Sure, but their fame often shields them, even after massive financial disasters. That's how fraud becomes status, not shame. Let's talk about the venture capital world. You'd expect these big investment firms to be ultra cautious, right? Wrong. There's a term for their approach: due diligence, which means carefully verifying claims before investing. But in the mad rush to find the next unicorn billion-dollar startup, firms like Sequoia and Andreessen Horowitz sometimes overlook red flags. Founders fudge numbers, create fake users, and spin dazzling narratives. Why? Because honesty often gets drowned out by hype. The result? Millions invested in vaporware products that barely exist, while truly innovative but humble startups get ignored. You might assume government watchdogs like the SEC or FDIC are on top of this. But here's the reality. They're overwhelmed and underfunded. Whistleblowers, insiders who report wrongdoing, are now the main line of defense. Meanwhile, private investors, supposedly sophisticated, are skipping basic checks. Ever heard the term due diligence fatigue? It's when everyone gets so inundated with opportunities, they stop verifying anything. That's a recipe for disaster. If you're wondering why so many scams slip through, this is a big part of the answer. It's tempting to think only big companies or the elderly are scam victims. But statistically, the most common victim is the everyday person, people just like you. Why? It's called social proof. We trust what seems popular, especially online. Now you might say, I'm careful with my emails and texts. Sure, but the fastest growing frauds now hide behind trusted faces and brands. And with scams becoming more micro-targeted, it's nearly impossible to keep up. Imagine analyzing every single message for hidden threat sexhausting, right? That's how fatigue sets in and mistakes happen. Here's a twist: scammers aren't just nameless hackers. They're influencers you watch every week. Ever heard of affiliate marketing? It's when influencers earn by promoting products, but some take it further, pushing outright scams. Their reach is huge. According to the FTC, over 60% of scam contacts start on social media. And because internet fame is fleeting, there's pressure to monetize fast, even if that means misleading followers. Now, you might wonder, aren't their reputations at risk? The sad truth, many bounce back or barely face consequences at all. Let me pose a scenario. You've got 10-0 to invest. Do you go with a boring index fund or a flashy new crypto coin hyped by your favorite YouTuber? The truth is, many choose excitement over safety. It's the get-rich-quick effect. And here's a technical term: FOMO, or a fear of missing out. It drives risky decisions while boring investments get ignored. Influencers amplify this with clickbait and sensational stories. You may think, I'd never fall for that. But studies show even savvy investors succumb to hype when it's wrapped in a compelling narrative. Why do new scams seem to appear overnight? It's all about technological disruption. Words like blockchain and artificial intelligence sound impressive, but for most people, they're mysteries. Grifters use this gape information asymmetry to sell fake secrets about getting rich with new tech. Remember the hustle bros selling crypto courses? Now they're selling AI get-rich guides. The pace of innovation, what experts call Moore's Law, where tech doubles in capability every couple years, makes it hard for regulators and consumers to keep up. That's why fraud moves faster than our defenses. Let's get real. The economic climate is rough. With 62% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, desperation is fertile ground for scams. That's when hope marketing selling dreams instead of plans thrives. Add to that the declining standards in journalism, where sensationalism grabs more clicks than accuracy, and it's a perfect storm. Now you might be thinking, is there any hope? Yes, but it starts with awareness and skepticism balanced, not cynical. If you want to keep learning how money really works, stick around, stay curious, and don't let hype cloud your judgment.